Is this on? Are we recording? Okay. Hello, people. How we doing? Welcome to 2024. Yeah, a little bit too late to say that in February, but I don't know. It's better late than never, huh? Welcome back to yet one of these videos. I still don't know what exactly we're doing here, but we're here nonetheless. And we are here to break down quite the controversial topics and in the wake of everything that has been happening pertaining to pastors and churches and renowned religious leaders, I thought it would be befitting that I give my 2 cents about it. So without further ado, let's roll into it. So, over the years, we've witnessed the rise of pastors and megachurches and renowned religious leaders rise to almost this celebrity status. And in as much as these people are living the best lives that they can, one can only imagine and wonder, are they really practicing the preachings that they teach to people? Or is this just some part of grand plan to amass more wealth? To me, at least nowadays, well, not just nowadays, but even in the past, religion has been some sorts of business, a form of business, if I'm to put it so plainly. We do not just see it from the outside looking in. However, seeing as these people rise from almost this heroine stage, this almost rags to riches story, where this person comes from a very poor background, they work their way into a society, they get respected through preaching the word of God, and eventually they are able to amass wealth through the devout congregation members. Now, here's why I feel it is a little bit coercive, if I'm to put it bluntly. When we speak of the financial aspect of this whole thing, churches majorly rely on congregation members for financing. They rely on the most devout church members who work tirelessly their entire lives to part away with 10%, 50% of their earnings just so that the Church of God can eat. This is an almost double assurance case because you know for a fact that there will always be a devout follower in your church, one more devout than the next, to ensure that the Church of God never lacks. Which is disgusting to me because if you are called to the work of God, you will find your own way to feed yourself, right? You will not rely on these devout members of your congregation to put gas in your car, to put groceries in your fridge, to take your kids to school. But this is the reality. Pastors have their bills paid for, pastors have their kids taken to school, pastors have their cars serviced and filled with gas and all that stuff because these congregation members truly believe that they are doing the work of God, the genuine work of God. And to me, it's a bit coercive because you know you will always have somebody behind you that wants to take care of you. Not only that, instead of fostering a genuine relationship between God, human beings and this higher power, what ends up happening is the shepherd being worshipped by the flock instead of being led by the shepherd, if you know what I mean. And we tend to raise these men and women of God to this godlike status. We have perfect examples of people like T.B. Joshua and JMS and plenty of other people within the spiritual religious business that have risen to this godlike status, so much so that their congregation members and their followers would die before you ever tarnish their name, before you ever speak ill of their name. So it's very interesting how you have become this person that people revere more. They fear you more than they fear what's in the Gospels, what's being taught to them. It is appalling to see that even in the wake of evidence being provided to you that these people are not the most genuine that they are, we still have the most devout people talking about how it's only the devil's work. Do you not think it's the devil's work that you're being coerced to take care of somebody else's family that's not your own? You can barely put food on your table, but you would rather a man that comes to church every Sunday to give you a few motivational speeches, quote a few scriptures from a Bible written by a man to take you through the week, then feed your own family, then find your own faith, then find your own standing. Yeah, okay. What are the consequences of these practices pertaining to the congregation members? What really is the emotional and mental well being of congregation members who tirelessly break their backs, all for the sake of their own faith? It's essential to discuss the fine line between pastor worship and a genuine relationship with God and the people mandated to speak His word. It's like the saying goes, I do not question God, I just question those that have been put in place to disseminate His word. Those are the people that I question. I may be paraphrasing this one, but it's within the context of the saying. We question those that have been mandated to disseminate His word, to disseminate His will upon people. And if those people are misrepresenting the church, I think religion is one of the most beautiful things. Okay, it brings people together, it gives people a sense of community, it gives people somewhere to run to. And instead of, investing that money in proper outreach, programs, taking youths that are unable to sponsor themselves to school, these people are living the most lavish lifestyles from the money that their congregation members break their backs to produce. It is disgusting, it is appalling, and it is rare that these churches actually stand up and help those people that genuinely need it. And even when they do, they make a spectacle out of it just to show that they're good people. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Really. No other words. So, as these controversies are rising more and more surrounding megachurch pastors, even small congregation pastors, we need to give this entire thing, this entire religious thing, a sense of accountability. Because if we don't, we end up with situations like we have had in the past, where people with corrupt intentions are drawn to the power that comes with being in that kind of position. It's not power that corrupts good morals. No, 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 no. It is people with already corrupt intentions that are drawn to power. I don't know if you get that difference, but let me make that clear. If you already have ill intentions as a human being, you will be drawn to things that will reinforce those things within yourself, and you will do everything in your power to make those things happen. Every person that has been in a position of power that has taken advantage of those that are weaker than him have always been those kinds of people, have always been the kind of people that take advantage of situations just so they benefit them. And unfortunately, we find those people in politics, we find those people in religious aspects, we find them in health, we find them in school systems, in employment, in corporate offices. We find them everywhere. So why is it so surprising that these people are also found in religious contexts too? It's not surprising to me. As a matter of fact, it's time we expose these motherfuckers, because for the longest time we started correlating being a man of God and being innocent. The same WhatsApp group. It is not. Even as I stand here or sit here, I am just scratching the surface of a very complex and sensitive issue. One that is supposed to be discussed. One in which we need to open a dialogue of opinions and thoughts and contributions as to what really is going on within the realm of faith and religion. And unfortunately, these are things in a society like mine that I live in that are almost taboo to speak of because of just how much of a god these people are revered. We see people speaking of the god of Pastor Shani, the god of Pastor Shanyuko, and to me, it becomes it's almost laughable, because at the end of the day, are you really calling upon that God, or are you just calling upon the power that you think that man has to help you out of that situation? Well, half of the time these things are staged, I'll give you that. These things are extremely staged, and I would urge you to think logically whenever you are approaching these matters of faith and religion. Because at the end of the day, everything around you, if not tangible, it really just is that. Either a lie, or somebody's just conjuring up things and events around you to make you believe that this is actually what's happening. We have stories of pastors that plant congregation members within the crowd to pretend they were sick, and then pretend they got healed, and then come back months later to testify that the man of God did his thing. There you are, giving your 10% or 50% of your money, and this man is swimming in your coin, and you are drowning in debt. Think about it. This is not just me bashing pastors. I fucking loathe them, I'll tell you that. But this has nothing to do with my personal feelings about it. It is more so of a societal problem. It is more so of a worldwide problem that is almost similar in nature, because wherever you go, every one of these religious leaders is put on a godlike pedestal. Why is that? Why is it that we want to respect these people more than we have respect for ourselves, for our families, and for our own finances? It is high time we get out of these bubbles, these chains that faith and religion has put you in, and start thinking with your much more logical side. Because logically speaking, these men are eating your money. These men are sleeping with your children. These men are getting rich off the backs of you and every other congregation member out there. So it's high time we speak logically about this thing. I'm not a religious person. I never claimed to be. Probably won't be for the rest of my life. I have other things that govern me. But that is not to say that I do not respect religion for the things that it has done for society, for the things that it has instilled in people. If people fear killing others because there's a big man upstairs watching them and telling them not to do it, let that be the case. At least you're not killing, you're not raping, you are not stealing. Whatever the case, it has been a sense or a source of morality to a sense. But people have taken advantage of it. Just like everything else, all power can be taken advantage of. I would like to open the floor to those of us that genuinely have opinions about this, whether good or bad, whether in support or not in support. I would really like for us to open this dialogue and really think about how, men like this are still being allowed to go rampant in society despite their coercive nature. So, with that being said, this is the end of the video. I will be sure to see you in the next one, but before you do so, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Do the thing, support your girl, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.